The Protectors of the Past pursued King Stephengard's celebratory carnival, partaking in some frivolities as they kept watch for anyone wanting to message Lord Gallo. In their searching, Rayland and Bryn met Randus, long name, a fiery chef who shared that he had recently been let go of the king's staff. Randus said that he and the rest of the kitchen staff had been replaced by, quote, specialists to cater to the king's banquet for the collected leaders of Dassin that evening. Before they could get more information, though, city guards forced them to move along, indicating they didn't like Rayland and Bryn hearing from this disgruntled cook. As they toured the carnival, Winry, Myetharia, and Jack... Wow, I haven't done Myetharia in a while. Myetharia and Jack were joined by a hooded figure who claimed he was one of the castle guards, also recently let go. Before leaving, he examined his previous post in the sewers used by Winry and Rayland to escape their imprisonment days prior. Finding no guard to replace him, the guard said he witnessed several priests taking delivery of many barrels that were brought into the castle. The guard believed that something very strange was happening, and that other guards may be on the lookout for him. Without taking questions, the hooded guard ducked away, leaving the friends to ponder his information. Reunited, the Protectors of the Past messaged Lord Gallo and instructed him not to eat or drink anything at the banquet and to tell the other lords and ladies to do the same. Agreeing, Lord Gallo suggested that if there was a plot afoot, the Book of Seven Lands would protect the leaders, causing the Lord to wonder if something happened to the book itself. Considering this, the friends followed Rayland and Winry to the secret entrance of the castle, hoping they weren't too late to stop disaster.
Put in a quick note, just because it occurred to me as you were reading this. Let go implies they're fired, but both the guards and the cook were more like told to take vacation as opposed to like fired, so to speak. They still are employed. They're just like, you don't need to be here right now. Go take some time to hang out. So just wanted to throw that out there for clarity's sake.
Fair enough.
Either way, as you said, you guys were headed out towards this back entrance to the castle through one of the graveyards. And while Bresk has several graveyards, the one that you seek, Rayland and Winry are well familiar with, is old and seldom used. It lies a short distance outside the city walls on the banks of the Nasham River. Surrounded with a rusted iron fence, the place is clearly in a state of disrepair. Lichen grows unchecked over gravestones, some of which have toppled over in their neglect. Dead trees sway slowly, covered in a glaze of snow and ice. There's a lot of S's in this. It's really annoying.
There sure are. You're doing great, buddy.
The sky is thick with clouds, and the air on the ground is thick with the cold, subtle stench of frozen excrement. Yet another type of death. As you start to arrive here, if you have... I almost said Quill. If you have Puck out right now, I don't know if you always have him out or not.
Yeah.
But if you do, as you start to walk into the gate, the fenced-in area of the graveyard, Quill starts to make concerned hoots on your shoulder. And he doesn't talk much, so it's a little bit of a surprise as he... Ooh, ooh, and he seems reluctant. He almost seems scared to enter this area.
I give him a little scritch. It's okay, buddy.
He's placated enough, but he still is uncomfortable and unhappy being here.
Can I see anything that would be making him uncomfortable?
You can make a perception check if you'd like to.
Guess I should get my...
You can also approach the microphone.
Get off my case.
It's not what you wanted to say. Ooh, that was a good roll.
Characters. I didn't load anything. What's my... Get off my... Robert Harold.
Amateur hour over here, guys.
D&D Beyond, everyone.
23.
Very nice.
Por favor.
You don't see anything
Don't
in
you
particular.
scowl at me. This is all you. Sorry.
Nothing stands out to you immediately. What you do notice are a few things. In the distance, similar to what Winry and Rayland had seen in the past, there is what looks like an old guard tower. That's the one I wanted. The guard tower looks similar to the graveyard itself, neglected, and dark and cold. It does not look inhabited in the slightest bit. You can also notice that, and it'd be easy for Rayland to point this out, but there is a icy ditch that kind of flows out of this sewer tunnel, it looks like, and towards the river. It's not particularly difficult for you guys to find or anything like this, but you're able to pick it out in the distance without any trouble or anything like this. It is a graveyard. There's gravestones, everything like this, but beyond that, it looks uninhabited.
Are there any tracks in the snow?
Bryn can report that there does not appear to be any tracks that you can find. Not anything recent, at least. If you looked hard enough, you might be able to see some depressions that were from the guards, you would suggest, that come kind of from that guard tower and head back towards the city. As at some point they had to head out from there. But it doesn't seem like in the last day or two, or day or so, that there's been any foot traffic immediately. The last thing that you might be able to find would be the traffic from what the guard reported, which would be down at the river itself and in the ditch itself. It's frozen down there though, so it's very difficult for you to pick out any footprints or anything like this, but given enough time and Bryn's perception roll that she had there, you could probably pick out that there were footsteps in this area that did something. Came from the river back and forth with this entrance.
Right. Okay,
We
so
just go in?
I think let's go in. Stealthily. Quietly.
Yes, quietly.
Okay. As you head in, the tunnel extends about 300 feet, and in the distance you can see there's a steel grate of sort. You guys, again, would remember this well. There was a kind of grate on the way out that had what would have been a lock at one point in time on it, but the lock has been dissolved and rusted away and just is left on the ground like a pile of rusted metal, basically. The gate itself kind of very slightly opened, as though it doesn't shut properly anymore due to whether the rust or something else maybe being bent a little bit, but it doesn't quite shut perfectly, so it'd be easy for you guys to head in.
I'm gonna give Rayland and Winry Eyes of the Night. Oh wait, we changed it, didn't we? Where I didn't have to give two.
Nope, you can give it just to one if you want.
Yeah, give it to Rayland.
It is low light here. You can just see a little bit from kind of the back of the tunnel, basically, behind you. The light that filters through. But beyond that, the rest of the tunnel is dark at that point.
So yeah, once we go into the tunnel, I'll give him that.
Okay.
Nope, never mind.
Thanks, Bryn.
No. Do we think there's a chance that someone will follow us in here? I may have a way
What do you
to.
think someone's following us now?
Are you saying you're gonna lock the gate?
No, but I do have a way, if we have 10 minutes, to set up an alarm so that we can be notified if someone does come in behind us.
Might be beneficial.
Do we think we have 10 minutes?
Yeah, we'll post up. Go ahead and do your spell. So let's post up maybe 100 yards from where Jack's going to do the spell at the front of the tunnel, and we'll just keep an eye out.
So I'm going to start laying out the ritual for alarm pretty much right where the gate is. And knowing that Puck is a little anxious and looking around, I'm going to telepathically command him to okay, pick this up and go put it over there, and over there you're doing good, try to distract him from how scared he is. And then I imagine that'll make it take 12 minutes instead of 11, but I set up the
as you
alarm
guys
spell.
post up and begin to cast this spell, you start to hear a noise from behind you.
Like the graveyard or the tunnel?
from the tunnel. As I said, you guys are about 300 feet down the tunnel at the point that you get to the gate.
Oh, okay.
And so from further back down the tunnel, you start to hear this noise. And at first you're confused. You're looking around like, what is that? It's kind of echoing awkwardly. And then it happens again. And this time it's way clearer. It's like a horrified voice wailing behind you. And the last time that you hear it, this spectral figure comes gliding out from the wall. It's shrouded in these ashen gray robes, its face seeming to flicker between the silent, horrified screams of half a dozen different people, until after a moment it settles on one. The voice and face of a man of Balin that you've seen a while ago.
Yikes.
As his face rips open in this guttural scream as it shrieks at you. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay.
Knew you were gonna choose Balin. I was like, it's gonna be some.
Why didn't
like,
we see that last time?
That's so sad.
Oh, damn.
Okay,
Balin
gonna
had
get
just
some
died
Balin.
last time.
I gave
didn't have time
someone
to-
initiative last time.
I think you gave it to Winry.
I think I
I
gave
think it
to
was
Winry.
me last
Yeah,
time.
Yeah.
I think it was.
5
Should
for
change.
me.
I was gonna use this. Sick.
17.
17.
You're 19.
Oh, that's nice.
Hi.
Hmm?
That's nice that I actually rolled good in initiative.
Yeah, it's rare.
You got a couple drinks. Yeah. Yeah.
How could you ever tell?
No, I can smell
That
it.
was adorable.
No.
I had some wine and now he's giving me a
I didn't
hard
give her.
time.
Did I give her a hard time? I just asked her if she had some drinks.
No, you just asked.
I had some drinks. Get off her case.
He wasn't on her case.
Drinks! Drinks!
Shots, 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 shots. Hey.
Tell her not to feel judged. I had 2 whiskey and ginger ales. 2
Oh,
hot
I
dogs.
like whiskey ginger.
Yes,
That used to
wow.
be my drink.
What did you roll? You
Okay.
said 17.
Not coming through for
So I rolled 5. Bryn rolled 17.
All right.
18.
Myetharia? 18? Very
Oh,
nice.
okay. I'm gonna go get. I'll go
19.
get a snack. I'll be right back.
I rolled.
What'd you roll
What'd you roll?
before you leave? 14?
14.
Okay. Go for it. Winry.
21.
Oh, look
Can't
at
get it
you.
to stay.
Don't worry, I got it for you. I know it's a pain on
On
that.
the laptop?
Oh, never
Yeah, I
mind.
don't. No excuses.
No
I
excuses.
was trying to make it
now.
easier for you, but yeah, I guess not.
A beautiful map now.
I guess to be fair, Jack would probably be at the back because he was trying to cast an alarm behind you
Yeah.
guys. But
fair.
at this point, this
So we are
hulking-
headed north.
You're heading
on
up.
the map.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
It has phased in through the wall, kind of behind you guys. And yeah, Winry, you are the first one that stares back at this kind of mouth stretched, unnaturally open visage of Balin.
Where is it?
He's behind
You
us,
probably can't see
but-
it. It's back this direction, though. It's just around the corner from you
okay.
because
Oh, it's coming back from there?
Yeah.
coming from behind.
Oh, no.
That's where you were
Oh, no.
casting your alarm
Yeah.
spell.
Oh, no.
Always upstairs. Trying to wake Fiona up.
Just a sec, Chloe.
I'm gonna move.
You guys can break if you
Gonna
need
move.
to.
Do you want to move towards him?
Yeah. Oh.
Sure.
And he, I will throw something.
It should only be an hour, you know, total.
Yeah.
Around
Are you in?
Ray of Frost
Go for it.
at it.
Make the attack.
13.
13 does actually hit for him.
That's a ghosty.
Nice.
Five
Okay.
frost damage and speed is reduced.
Okay. What you notice as it gets hit basically with this ray of frost is that it seems to almost be partially absorbed as it comes to it. Even it's like dissipating as it makes it to it. So it still does hurt it. It seems it recoils a little bit, but it does not seem like it felt the full brunt of the assault. Myetharia, will be you.
Yeah, if I move
It's
to
not
where Winry
violent
is.
enough music.
Oh, I can see. Okay. No, it is not. It's very eerie music. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25? Come on. Ooh. So slow.
It's got a lot of tokens on it, and I want to delete some of them. I'm going to try to get rid of some of them to make it less obnoxious.
You're good. I think that's 25. I can hit him diagonally, right? Standing diagonally from him. Okay.
You sure can.
Cringing as I run up to a familiar face to attack it. Swords drawn, and knowing full well that they aren't going to do much damage at all to the spectral beast, I'm gonna attack.
Do it to it.
That's a terrible roll to start the night. Yeah, no. 9.
9 does not hit for it, unfortunately.
Second attack, not on the mat.
Right there, I got rid of a bunch of the tokens that are kind of hanging out on it.
Second attack does not hit. Gonna do my bonus action attack. A different die. It's off to a great start, guys. I rolled a 1, so all 3 attacks do not hit.
Good start.
Great
Shake it
start.
off.
Hi, guys!
Come charging in, and the swords just seem almost to phase through this thing as she's cutting at it.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell if she's pulling her attacks or if it's reading her perfectly or what's happening, but it seems to be
Let's go with that,
dancing in
yeah.
time with her, just perfectly avoiding all of them.
Turn.
At the end of your turn, Myetharia, make a wisdom saving throw.
Damn it.
Meanie,
Please don't fail it.
Let's see what my useless plus is. I have a +5 on that.
Useless.
8.
Yes, because I rolled a 3, so it's useless.
Ow.
8 total.
Okay. As you stare into its face, you slowly see its face kind of shift and change, and it slowly becomes less of Balin and more of a older elven man. He's got a little bit of white behind his ears, just like fading in a little bit. And as he looks at you, he says, just to you, "Daughter." And you'd see the blood start dribbling out of the corners of its mouth, and its eyes start running with this blood as it almost seems like it is being killed anew.
Cool.
For the next minute, you have disadvantage on any attack rolls, and it has advantage on saving throws against you. Basically, you have a hard time bringing yourself to be able to face this creature, this face from your past that you just can't get rid of.
Does it change to us too?
Nope. You guys still see Balin.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys see Myetharia is very shaken, and as her blows just breeze through him, she kind of almost staggers back.
Actually, I'm wrong. It's shifting constantly, but for a brief moment, you guys do see this face of this elven man. It seems like with white shock through his hair, basically, and you can see the blood streaking down its face as it looks at her. And then it keeps flickering for you guys, but for her, it seems fixed, as though that face is etched in your mind forever. Bryn, it'll be your turn.
I'm gonna do turn undead.
Go for it.
Wisdom saving throw.
Just so I'm clear on my notes, we did not hear the father line or daughter line, right?
I am fine with you guys having heard it.
Okay.
I'll take it.
It's more fun if you heard it.
Yeah.
Come on,
Oh yeah.
Somebody's
I
gotta
don't
get
think
a
it
secret
matters,
for
Steph, because I rolled a natural 20.
Oh, damn it, Justin.
It seemed like for a brief moment that your power had an effect on it, almost. But the last second, it like steals itself. Like its face gets scared for a moment, and then it sets back into this look of screaming terror instead. I say that with that kind of feel because it technically has advantage on against turning.
Ugh. Disappointing. All right. Sorry.
No, you're
I was
fine.
all excited for that to work, and then it didn't. That's my turn.
Okay.
I'll be done.
Rayland, it's you. You probably can't quite see it, actually, but it is just around the corner to the south here. You can see everyone else looking that direction.
This way? Okay. Has anybody tried talking to it yet? I'll say that to
It's not my
Jack
turn yet.
as I kind of shuffle past him here and draw my rapier and try and get him.
Go for it. Make the check.
22 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Let's see, is that 12 plus 25 damage total? Yeah.
Very nice.
Like guacamole.
So the
Damn rogue.
rapier comes slashing through, and it meets a little bit of resistance, but part of it seems to almost phase through it as well. There's less resistance as you're cutting through it than you might have expected initially, but it does seem to fuzz a little bit in the spot that you have slashed through it.
I don't know what to do otherwise. I'll like as it goes through, I'm just like, well, don't know what to do otherwise.
All I got.
And, okay, yeah. I have to see quick. But didn't measure. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna back up
Oh,
here.
oh, that was Ryan doing that.
Sure, that's
Wait,
fine.
Can I be there?
That's fine. I drew this by hand, the tunnel, so I'm fine with that.
Okay. And
You're little.
actually, before I skedaddle, is there anything on him, on this creature, that I could snag, or it's all at the
Not
real?
that you can see, no. It's really just like
Incorporeal.
this ashen shroud over this shifting faces.
Get you a handful of ectoplasm real quick.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna.
Bounce back afterwards.
Is Myetharia technically frightened?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna back up then.
Not keyword frightened, no.
Yeah, that's good to know for me too. I'm trying to think if there's anything like bonus action wise I can do, but I don't think so.
Okay.
That's how I felt.
At the end of your turn, Rayland, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
20.
Okay. You feel as
Is
though
that
it's
Justin?
trying. What?
I was gonna say this is how Justin gets us to reveal our backstories.
You feel as though there's this tendril almost that's reaching out and like trying to caress your mind a little bit, but you're able to blank it and keep it at bay. On its turn,
Blanket. Raylan's like, oh, darts.
the shadowy creature kind of almost turns incorporeal for a moment as it phases directly through Myetharia as she feels like this chilling feel as it turns out her father's face comes closer and closer at her until it goes straight through her out to the other side behind it, and it reaches out these rotting skeletal hands towards Jack for the first one.
Cool.
It rolls an 18 to hit.
Oh, yeah. Ain't shit I can do about it, neither.
Make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Okay. 12.
Okay. You take 20 points of necrotic damage,
Oh, ow!
Cheese and crackers.
and your maximum hit points are reduced by that 20 hit points.
Oh, no.
That's
I
not-
was already reduced, too.
It then reaches kind of backwards
Oh.
with the second hand towards Myetharia, drifting backwards. You see your father's hand
Oh.
reaching out towards you. That's not great, though. 15 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
Okay. You're able to kind of like, you're
It's
frozen for a
stagger
moment,
away.
petrified for a minute, and its hand reaching towards you, and you're like, ah. You just like can't help yourself. You stagger backwards a moment, just far enough that its fingers just like brush just past you instead of quite touching you. Jack, it is your turn next.
So, you said reaching out with like skeletal hands. Is there like an actual structure to this guy, or is he just all like shades and mist?
So it almost like coalesced as it attacked towards you, so to speak, where its hands like
Okay.
became corporeal. It like reached in, grabbed you, sucked the life out of you with these cold fingers, and then faded back as the hands went back into the shroud and faded from existence almost.
I'm down to 31 hit points, guys.
I got nothing.
As I feel the hand on my chest, and like I imagine it catches my breath, and I kind of lean back to get away from it, and I pull out my diviner, and I play a few like alternating blasts, and the form kind of fuzzes a little bit. I'm casting Friends on him. He needs to. Nope, I'm sorry. He doesn't do anything. For the duration, you have advantage on charisma checks on one creature of your choice. Oh, that isn't hostile towards you. Fuck, I didn't see that part. He's definitely hostile towards us.
Hostile.
He does
That throws off.
he does seem to be hostile, yes.
Not
Hostile.
Fuck. Kind of completely throws off my turn.
Happy.
Maybe we are being. Maybe I'm trying to think too hard. I'm gonna move. After taking all that damage, I'm gonna try to get back a little bit.
Okay. Are you disengaging?
Nope.
Okay. He is going to attack you.
Okay. I've got my divine. As I step back, I put my diviner in my mouth.
That's a 22 to hit.
Oh.
Damn.
What's 22 minus 8? 14?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna use my reaction to cutting words
Okay.
and see if I can get it down to a miss. So, oh wait, no, I can't. My armor class is 13, so it doesn't matter.
When even you couldn't.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
This could
Oi.
be really bad, guys. Hey! 18.
Okay. You do still take 17 points of necrotic damage, but you don't lose the maximum hit points that corresponds to
Awesome.
it.
I'm still almost dead, but
You're almost
I'm
down.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
as I get back and take that damage, I'll take out my wand and point it at him. I'm going to just cast Firebolt at him.
Okay.
I know all I could think is we're like, oh no. We're literally in another dungeon.
11.
Don't want to use anything.
11 does not hit.
So I'm definitely
Just-
thrown by the amount of damage that I've taken over the last
Terrified.
few seconds. And the shot goes wide.
I think Puck also is freaking out on your shoulder right now. He's like flapping and hooting and like straining to get away, almost like pulling away from you.
So seeing how scared he is, if it's all right with you, I'd like to just dismiss him.
Sure. Absolutely.
I'll just say, you can come back soon. And he'll just kind of...
He's trying to tell you something, bro.
He's scared. I don't want him to be scared. And then as I'm after I fire the shot, I just say out to Balin, we're your friends. You taught me so much about diplomacy. We're here to get justice for what happened to you. Stop attacking us.
You can hear in the back, you left me to die.
My heart.
It wasn't our choice.
Yeah.
Winry, it's your turn.
that hurts.
Wait, have him roll. Have Jack roll. Don't let me be the only one
Actually-
who's suffering.
Sure, you're right. Make a wisdom saving throw, Jack.
Wisdom saving throw.
Go ahead.
Sorry,
I
I'm being a
almost-
terrible instigator here.
I almost want to roll a disadvantage for what you just did. Or how you phrased that. Wisdom, you said?
Yep.
I think it's like a 17. 15.
Oh, okay. You just feel this tickling a little bit, and you almost lose control to it. Its face starts shifting just a little bit. You almost see, for a brief moment, it almost looks like the ears start changing to be pointed for a brief moment, and then it flashes back to Balin's face again.
I don't know which is worse.
What's your roll?
I spent a lot of time talking to Balin. This isn't fun to see.
Winry, it's you.
I'm going to move over here to try to protect Jack a little bit.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna punch it.
Go for it.
$18 to hit.
That's it.
7 damage.
Okay. Very
And
nice.
natural 20.
Woo.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Twelve.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Still 12?
Two
Does it
hits.
look like he is getting hurt?
So at the first punch, it almost looks like your fist almost passes through it, and then all of a sudden, the bangle, the actual
The living weapon.
the living weapon, it almost like it gets stuck on it. Almost, it just like rips a chunk out of it as your arm goes through it. And as you
That's
pull
cool.
it back, the living weapon then wraps further up your arm and covers the whole of your hand, and you swing back with the same hand. It just crunches into him, almost like it's solid for you.
Can I do flurry of blows then?
Go for it.
20 to hit.
Definitely hits.
6 damage.
Yep.
And natural 1.
That one, unfortunately, does not.
Uh-huh.
Had to miss eventually.
You can start seeing,
Yep.
though, as you're kind of taking chunks out of it here and there, it almost looks like you can start seeing the blood kind of leaking out from Balin's face as you continue to hit it, as though you're bruising it and beating it once more.
That's it.
It's interesting, though, as you're punching it and hitting it, though, it isn't getting hurt in the same ways that you're doing to it. It's almost like your fists are revealing injuries that actually happened.
Oh
as
my
you can see,
gosh.
like, this slash go through the side of his mouth. You kind of like, you punch him over the eye, and you can see, like, this chunk of his lip get ripped out instead. Things like this are going on instead.
I feel like while I'm punching him, I'm also like trembling a little bit.
And make a wisdom saving throw at that.
Natural 1.
Oh,
As
no.
you're
Guys are
punching it
killing
and
me.
hitting it, like ripping pieces out of it instead, it slowly morphs in your mind. As the last punch is just coming in, it turns into what looks like this fire red tiefling for just a brief moment. And as you lock eyes with it, you recognize this creature from your old troop that you traveled with, and you pull the last punch and you just can't hit it properly. And then all of a sudden you watch as its neck gets slit across and the blood starts flowing down, and you can hear it burbling and say, "You left us all to die to Regesia." You also now have disadvantage on all of your strikes going forward.
Sucks.
Myetharia, it will be your turn now. The rest of you also did see it flick to the tiefling for a minute. Myetharia, it happened to you too. As you kind of turned around, you saw it out of the corner of your eyes. It was like a tiefling face for a moment, and then it snaps back to you. It's your father's face once more. Even though it's looking the other way, so to speak, its body is almost, its head is like unnaturally cranked backwards to stare at you anyway.
Oh my
That
gosh.
makes it so
It's
much worse.
terrible.
Thank you for telling me that. That makes it so much worse. You guys will probably see, like, for the first time, what looks like fear, like, honest to goodness fear and pain in Myetharia's eyes. If you're actually looking at her and not Balin.
Yeah, I don't think I can see you right now, but
Yeah, I know.
you're around the corner.
But she's pretty paralyzed for the moment, and it kind of hits her a bit with that flash at the last second. It kind of jolts her back to, this isn't right, this isn't real, and she just yells something like, "Don't you dare besmirch his memory like that." And I'm going to use my bonus action to use Fighting Spirit, giving myself advantage on my next two,
Nice. Good
which
move.
means straight rolls because I have disadvantage.
Very nice. Go ahead. Make the attacks.
That's not good. 11 to hit.
Not quite on the first one. You're kind of summoning your strength and willpower.
Oh, that's better. 18 to hit.
That one definitely hits. The first time you kind of swing out towards it and you're just like, come on, you can do this. You can do this. And the second time, swing through true.
That's 8 damage. Points.
So you slash it kind of across the shoulder, across the chest. But instead you see blood well up in his gut. You can see the ashen robe start to turn red in his stomach. It starts to flow downwards from there. He says, "Why? Why here?"
And I think, no, that's my turn. I'm not gonna use my, other
You
stuff.
can go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw again.
Just kind of struggles to push past the vision she's seeing that she's trying to reassure herself isn't real. Oh, that's much better. That's a 21 total.
As he kind of cries out with this, you break that tendril that's been stroking your mind almost, and instead of it looking like your father anymore, it reverts. It cracks back to being Balin. Its head swivels back around the proper direction as it's looking at Winry once more.
Is the wound still there in his abdomen, though?
The wound, I will say, is still there in its stomach.
Okay, cool. That's my turn.
The psychic damage, so to speak, has still been done.
Oh, yeah.
But
oh, definitely. Absolutely. Okay.
Rayland, if you would, please make a wisdom saving throw.
But why?
Why indeed.
15.
Okay. You still feel it. It's almost like it's trying repeatedly to reach its tendrils out towards you, but it can't quite do it. Bryn.
I'm gonna cast.
Hard to find a long lost dead loved one when Rayland has no loved ones
I've
at all.
got one.
Oh no!
I've got something for you. Don't worry.
Darn it.
I had to think of this for everybody.
Yeah, I was wondering what mine was going to be too.
Oh no,
I don't know what
clicked on
mine
it.
is.
I mean, mine's probably Cat, but or my sister or something. I'm gonna cast
Yeah, who says it
Bane.
has to be dead?
You cast Bane. Okay.
Yeah, Charisma
That
16.
is a save for me, right?
Yeah.
Just give me a second. I'm restarting the music for me because I accidentally closed out on accident like a dummy.
You
That
dingus.
stopped. Yeah, as I say, it stopped for me. So
I clicked the hot link in my web, like my toolbar, instead of clicking the window to make it active.
Oh.
Sorry. So it's a wisdom saving. Sorry.
Charisma.
Charisma saving throw. Okay. That is a 5, but he's going to choose to succeed.
Oh no! What?
I was
don't-
wondering.
Kissing Steph off tonight.
This sucks.
Yeah, this is bad.
You kind of see Balin, even though he's kind of shrieking in pain and terror, he says, I'm already full of bane.
I'll give it to him.
I'ma just take a step back.
I'm out.
I don't like this.
A couple there. Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. Rayland, make one more wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh my
Fail.
gosh. No, because then he'll have disadvantage. Okay, I've changed my mind.
Don't care.
He'll have disadvantage on all his attacks.
Look at you. Rayland, resistant. Beautifully resistant.
Doesn't want anyone to know.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's your turn, Rayland.
Sees what's happening. He's like,
Start.
So
Sucks.
throw in,
Interesting.
give him an attack here. I'm gonna.
He turns to
25.
Raylan and his head's a dartboard, and it's just an image of a dart flying past the dartboard.
His worst.
That definitely hits Rayland. Go ahead and roll damage.
The least favorite thing.
17.
miss.
Starting to take a lot of hits. He's definitely starting to show a lot of wounds and a lot of injuries. You can watch as like patches of his hair are ripped out, like chunks of his scalp removed.
Stop it, Justin.
Alan!
Then, let's see here.
Petting and moves make you feel better.
Are you feeling sick or are you feeling...
Oh no, my back is just wrecked.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I'm sorry.
Looks like there's a corporeal, like there is a corporeal form to it.
Wow.
Not entirely, no.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
almost
then
like
I'll
when
just-
it reaches out to touch you that it has corporeal hands and then they like dissipate as they're being pulled back.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'll avoid it. And I'll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see here. This is as far as I can go. I'll have it right there. That's my turn.
Where are you going?
He's going past it towards the entrance.
I'm out.
It is its turn once more. I really want to just phase through you because I think it'd be really fun because you said you were protecting Jack. But I think the right thing to do is to throw one hand each direction, one towards Winry, one towards Myetharia as it reaches out. You notice that instead of having all 5 fingers anymore, it's missing 2 of them. It's reaching out with almost what looks like a claw now, as the ring finger and pinky are both missing.
Oh.
As it reaches out towards you first, Winry, it rolls a 23 to hit.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh.
18.
Okay. You take 22 points of necrotic damage.
What?
And Myetharia, towards you, natural 20.
Oh.
Go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I rolled a natural 20.
Oh,
good.
Nice.
It's a 25 total.
Gosh, thank goodness. You take 45 points of necrotic damage.
It's cool.
So happy you saved there, because that would have been so bad.
As a healer, I'm just like, what can I do to fix this?
Mass
Nothing.
healing word.
Do you see that it reaches out, grabs both of them, they're scraping them, and you can see it sucking the life out of them. But while they look terrified and like hollow inside almost a little bit, they don't look withered as Jack did initially as he pulled away from the first one. That's the end of its turn. Jack, it will be you next.
Okay. I'm gonna step this way. And as I come around, I'm gonna try to make eye contact with him. And if he ever does look my way, I will blow my diviner again. He kind of phases a little bit, and I say to him, Balin, you are our friend, and your loss has wounded all of us. I suggest that you take your fury out on those who caused your death, not us. So I'm casting suggestion on him. If he's immune to being charmed, then this has no effect.
He is immune to charmed.
Wasn't it just so disappointing?
I had to take a shot.
Advantage
Wow,
on turn.
petty.
Just succeeds his saving throw.
This is all your fault.
Yeah, my shoulder's
Your
like
fault I was taken. Tortured.
Got a point.
I just die.
I mean, can we
I
be
look-
mad at him?
I look kind of like perturbed that my spell didn't land, and I'm bringing my diviner up to try something else, and then he says all that, and I just like drop my diviner and just like take it in. That end of my turn.
At the end of your turn,
I'm gonna step back one though.
the end of your turn, another gnarled claw reaches out towards Winry once more. Oh, that's not great. 16 to hit.
Nope.
Oof. Able to
Good.
dodge out of the way of this claw as it reaches towards you one last time, swiping towards your face instead. Oops, I didn't mean to click next.
No, my next feat is I can re-heal maximum hit points.
We'll see about that. Winry, it's you.
I am going to take my head and try to block out the tiefling space that I see and punch with disadvantage.
Yep.
Got this. You got this.
16 to hit.
16 does hit.
Oh, 6 damage.
Okay.
And
Kind of punching it in the face, and you can see what looks almost like a spear puncture into his shoulder, so it's leaking blood instead.
Natural 1.
No good.
13 plus 8.
That's it.
9 damage.
Another punch, another kick maybe this time as you kind of kick it into the midsection. Instead, you get this huge sword slash right across its chest. It almost like separates it almost. It's almost cleaved as it starts to almost droop side from side, almost moving apart from each other. It's barely held together by a little bit of sinew in the middle of it that's almost like webbing across it as it seems to be sloughing off to the side.
Ugh, such a bad word.
Wow, yeah.
Almost dead.
It or
Anything
you?
else?
Nope.
Okay. At the end of your turn, one more claw reaches out backwards towards Myetharia. That is not going to hit. That's only a 13 to hit.
Did not hit. Whew.
It is your turn.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
You can hear in the back of your mind.
Do I still have the disadvantage though, even
No,
though I
you do
succeeded?
not.
Okay,
You
good.
have normal rolls now, but you can hear in the back of your mind, as though his voice, once more, you can hear like a, "It would have been him."
I know what he means. Okay. I'm just gonna shake it out and try and shake it out of my ears and take a swipe at him.
Go for
Ooh,
it.
good. Finally rolling well. I rolled an 18, so that's a 23 to hit.
Banishing the voice in your head, summoning your muster, willpower, and strength. You reach forward one last time, bring the sword through, and as you kind of slice through it, these spirits almost, they seem to howl and scream as they go dissipating apart, and it bursts basically, and they go flying into the walls as the beast spirit thing before you vanishes.
Whew.
I'm gonna drop down to my butt, just lean against the
Yeah,
wall.
falling to my knees.
Not on her knees, but she's definitely breathing quite heavily and trying to mentally recover.
I'm gonna re-summon Puck and just like hold him.
He's still scared, but he's not quite as scared anymore.
I'm going to do a healer's kit, one each on Jack, Myetharia, and Winry. I'm making a new. I need to get a post-it.
That was rough.
That was rough, buddy.
I want to know what that monster was real bad too.
It was Balin.
She says in character, in response.
After a few seconds, I'll just say, is everyone all right?
I felt like I couldn't do anything.
Rayland, unfazed.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree, Bryn. I feel like I used a good amount of my ability and didn't even phase him. Save the best one for me. No, actually, Myetharia is probably about dead.
I've got 15 hit points left.
I got 14.
Ooh.
Okay.
Imagine if you
So-
had a HP maximum of 15, though.
I do not.
Oh, that would have been rough.
Fortunately.
Been
Good
so
thing you
bad.
saved.
First Jack.
Gosh, I would have
didn't
been
go
back
much-
at level 2 or whatever. Yeah, it would either be level 2 or level 3 HP.
How many hit dice do you have total?
It's our level, so 8.
8. So 6 plus 8, you get 14.
Oh, that maxes me out.
Myetharia,
Thank you. Oh, almost 3 short.
you get 18.
You can roll
Um,
Winry's and we'll tell her when she gets back.
She gets 15.
That's pretty good.
Oh, I can heal her
Me too.
too, actually. Why don't I do that? Oh, you're coming back. 15 hit points, by the way.
Thanks, Bryn. As Bryn is kind of bandaging us up, I'll say he looked like Valen, but his form shifted for Winry and Myetharia. Who was he for you?
Who are you talking to?
Winry and Myetharia.
I think my old troop is gone.
Gone like out of Gate Pass?
They were still there when we left, and I saw someone from the troop, and all over again.
Right.
That must have been horrible. Myetharia, who did you see?
I saw my father.
Oh.
Did you know any history behind that?
I might know some rumors. I'm sure Myetharia hasn't told me anything.
I told you that he died. I think that's all I told you.
Yeah.
And
I
I
knew that
was
he
You
young.
would
died.
probably you would probably have known that he died while he was out of town, basically.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a diseased man or anything like this. This was a man in relative good health, relative prime of his life, so to speak, and was out of town, away from Colonus, and didn't come back.
Well, for what it's worth, I think that the creature was just trying to hurt us in any way that it could. So, as much as possible, we should do our best to shake it off and continue.
But how does it know these people died and they mean something to us?
I've read of creatures
And how
that
did it
have.
channel their faces?
I've heard of creatures that have the ability to read minds. Maybe it was able to just dig deep enough to find
But I
something that
didn't-
would hurt. Maybe your troop is totally
Maybe.
fine. Maybe this creature was just trying to get a rise out of you.
Yeah, it could have been
But-
lying.
If you want, Winry, when we have some free time, I can try and send a message to one of them. I mean, I saw a glimpse of the Dragonborn's face. So I know what they look like. I could probably send a message.
Tiefling.
Tiefling.
And
Okay.
Winry, when he looked at me, I saw my mother, and I spoke to my mother recently, so I know that it was lying to me.
Do I believe Jack?
Make an insight check.
Against
Whatever you roll.
one of my strongest skills.
Deception.
I rolled real bad, but still pretty good.
Oh, natural 1.
Here's what I'll say.
After those tonight.
You know that you saw Myetharia's elven face.
Uh-huh.
And then you saw the one that you saw also. And then you saw Balin. And then there was like a nameless bunch of faces that you wouldn't recognize. It's possible that one of those was something to do with Jack's mother.
Hey, you rolled a
Well,
natural one. I rolled a 14. So
Jack, maybe Bryn could message your mother too, just to make sure she's okay.
oh yeah, could you message my mother?
When we're all, done.
Oh yeah, we should probably
saving-
conserve. That's a good
saving
idea.
the kingdom here.
Yeah. We should.
If we're not going to
press
rest,
on.
then let's move on. Actually, and I'm going to pull out my wine that I have.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to bring out, what is it called? The aged goodberry
Oh.
wine.
Yeah. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
that too. That's a
Still
great
have
idea.
2 bottles of that, I think. Or no, I only have 1. Sorry.
Well, and the
2 was
bottles
the
have
weight.
multiple charges.
Yes.
What does it
What does
do?
it do?
It basically allows you to use
Go
hit
ahead.
dice without doing a short rest.
But it also gives you
I think
for
it
the
gives
next
you a bonus
24
on each
hours,
one, too.
whenever you roll a wisdom or
Wisdom or
charisma ability
charisma.
check or saving throw, you add 1d4 to the roll. So yeah, I'm gonna join you
That's
in
big.
that.
Did you say you have
Can
a
I
bottle
take
as
a
well?
drink out of one of yours?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's pass.
How
pass
many-
bottle around. It says
many
1d4
charges
plus
are there?
3 servings. How much are you ruling that, Justin, or do you want me to roll? Don't mind either way.
I rolled for mine.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think you're supposed to roll for it. You can
Okay.
roll for it when you crack it open here.
Okay. I rolled.
I have one if
So
your
6
guys
servings.
isn't enough.
Yeah, I don't
got
have
4
one.
more.
How long does the
Let's
effects?
just
How long
say-
do the effects last?
24 hours.
I mean, should I? I don't need any healing, but I feel like the D4.
I think it's worth it for that.
Yeah,
yeah,
what is it?
I
You said
will.
it's D4 for.
For any charisma or wisdom saving throws you roll in the next 24 hours, but you can roll any number of hit dice that you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna see someone taking a swig of wine and say, "Give me that." Take a swig.
I'll give
myself.
Rayland.
Pass it.
mine.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a very, very light wine. It's very sweet, very not heavy. Like it does not have a lot of alcohol concentrate in it at all. So there is basically no buzz that's associated with it. It is just a rejuvenating feel.
I'll hand it back and kind of scowl at it.
The fuck is this?
Didn't it make you feel good, Rayland?
It's no mead. Tell you that.
Doesn't burn on the way down.
Does anyone else need a drink, or is everybody good?
I forgot the name of the mead that I invented last time from Ostelin. What was the name of the mead that I?
It was
Oh.
honey mead, wasn't it?
It was something
I thought
honey
you
mead,
called-
but
I thought you called it honey mead.
yeah, I'll
Anyway,
have to look it up.
I think we're all good, so I think let's move forward. I'm gonna keep Puck summoned, but I'm gonna kind of like tuck him
Is he
into my
still
cloak a little
scared?
bit, so his head just kind of sticks out.
Like he still looks a little bit more on edge than normal, but he does not look that same level of terrified that he looked right before you
Okay.
guys got attacked.
Has he ever
Runs have
acted
a
like
wish.
this before, Jack?
Not that I recall. He's usually quite brave.
Hmm.
Maybe if he, maybe I should keep him out, and he'll act as some kind of
Alarm.
a divining rod to let us know
Warning?
if any other creatures are around. I'll put him on my shoulder and say, "You keep a close eye."
The only name that you guys can give to what you just encountered is tragedy. That's the only thing that can come to mind when you think about what occurred there.
Oh, let's carry on. Don't have all day.
Yep.
Well, moving forward, carefully but quickly, you make your way through the rest of this drainage tunnel almost. With Winry and Rayland kind of leading you along the way, you quickly find yourselves in this pit almost. This square cave underneath the prison that you guys recognize. And frozen in place are all of these zombie corpses. If you remember.
Mhm.
Once again, because you're not being chased right now, because your other option would have been to run from said tragedy, where you guys would have been in a hurry trying to make it through here. It is very
That would've
easy,
been smart.
especially with your knowledge now, to be able to clear these zombies as you make your way through it without any issues. You can clear a small path, take the time, don't expend any serious resources, and are able to kind of pick your way through this set of bodies, this pile, basically.
Do we see any bodies you recognize?
Do you see any what? I'm sorry?
Bodies you recognize.
So on your way out, you would have had seen Balin's corpse previously.
We didn't look.
His body is still there, frozen in the ice where it was previously. What you can notice about it, if you really wanted to investigate it, was a lot of those wounds that were occurring to this creature as you wounded it are done to him. You look closely and you can see that he's missing a couple of fingers on his left hand. You can see that there's a chunk of his lip that's been removed, and the teeth behind it look to have been pulled. Things like this. I don't want to go into any more detail than that. But those wounds that you were watching were the wounds that happened to Balin. It looks like in torture. Making it to the far end of this pit, basically, you can see in the ceiling above you as it starts to kind of create.
Before we go on, really quick, I'll just say, Rayland, Winry, or Rayland, you endured the torture, right? Your voice didn't come through, but I saw your mouth say yes. So.
Yeah.
Fuck, I need to remember his name. Because you would have told us who it was
Torax.
that did it. Torax, that's it. Was it Torax that tortured you?
Yeah.
Well, looks like we have another Inquisitor to kill.
Yeah.
As you make it,
I think we always did.
as you make it
I'm
towards
also
the
firebolting a few hands that are reaching out like. Psh, psh,
Yep.
psh.
It starts to become, instead of this, no, you're fine, this kind of uneven cave-like structure, there's this little section that is squared off in stone. And you can see at the bottom of it, just like you saw before, there's a grate there. Leading up into the room, Rayland and Winry, that you last saw one of your friends briefly. That Proxy Ginnis threw himself to the beast here as you guys escaped. As you look up into the grate, you can't help but remember that feeling of the gate locking behind you almost as he threw himself in to defend you.
Do we see him anywhere in this pit, or is he
Eaten.
conspicuously missing from?
You don't see anything that looks like him that you can see.
Fair enough.
There are a few new bodies around that you might not recognize from before, but none of them look like him.
So this trapdoor is up ahead, like up above us.
Mhm.
We'd have to climb up there somehow.
A little bit, yeah. It'd be enough that you can reach up and like grab it basically to pull yourself in. For you, Rayland, you might want to boost, but either way, it's not difficult for you to get in. You'd kind of squat to get underneath it, and then you'd like pull yourself up to get through the grate, basically.
But the grate is currently closed.
It is currently closed.
Question real quick. You said new bodies. Do we recognize any of the new bodies? Anybody that we've seen at court or anything?
What's that guy's name?
Oh,
Brumbrand?
Yep.
You would probably find the body of Brumbrand somewhere down here. You would notice the body of Balin, just like you did on the way out.
Brumbrand was fine when we left him.
Wasn't he
Well,
going
beyond
full
that-
insane?
It wasn't fine.
He was
He
kind
was
of insane,
crazy, but he was intact.
He was still breathing.
but that's probably all. Those are probably the only bodies that you would recognize.
You
Oh,
said
last-
the grate is locked, or is it just closed?
It appears like it's probably locked. If you looked at it, you can see kind of this blood rusted latch that's down there that you could pry open if you wanted to.
Last time we opened up this thing, it let out that creature. So can I take a good look at? Hey Winry, give me a boost.
Boosting.
Go ahead
And-
and if you want to look it over, go ahead and make an investigation check. You can make it with advantage because you know what you're looking for.
I know that something is going to unlock that little door. Investigation with advantage.
Yep. Oh, Rayland.
No.
You're investigating that latch. You can't find what you're looking for, but part of you knows there's something here. You know that there was something here that flicked that thing open.
I can't find it. Anybody else want to take a look at this? Because I'm not opening this without knowing that trapdoor is not
I'll
going
look.
to...
Apart. Make an investigation check. You can roll with advantage too. Anyone, in fact, I will say this. Everyone make an investigation check with advantage.
It's not there.
15.
Oh, it skidded across the table on a 20, and then it caught and flipped over to a 2.
Rolled a 4 and a 7, if that tells you anything.
$17.
Hey.
Okay. With a
Oh.
17, Bryn, everyone else is looking at it like, Rayland, are you sure? There's really something? And Bryn's like, right here, if you pulled this latch open, it would hit this little pin here, and suddenly it becomes obvious to everyone. It looked like just part of the grate. No one really noticed that it was anything special, but Bryn pointing it out is suddenly like, oh, right, that would do that. It didn't look obvious at first, but it's like some contraption that just right would trigger something, this little lever to go at the same time.
Is there a way to hold it in place while we lift the grate?
You might want your more dexterous person to consider doing a dexterous task, but there would be a way that you could try to make it so that you could open the grate without it triggering this lever, this latch.
I was just going to use Mage Hand to try to hold it in place, but...
Not simply. It would require some pretty significant dexterity that Mage Hand would not be able to occupy.
Fair enough.
Too big.
Rayland.
You know what would work really well for, just helping my fingers do this task? Maybe a little bit of that magic thing that you do. I understand if you don't have the resources, but...
I do. It's just we don't know how many of these resources we're going to need throughout this time. But this is pretty important. So,
You don't want to see that thing, Jack.
I don't. You told me plenty about it, and I certainly do not. And in fact, while we're talking, I'm like, you're right, I don't. It sounds really scary. I'll go ahead and give him enhance ability.
Cat's Grace.
Cat's Grace. I don't use my diviner though, because I'm afraid the noise might wake it up. So I just tap you with my wand.
You can see him kind of flexing his knees, rolling his shoulders. Thanks. And then another boost, please, Winry.
Go ahead and make a Thieves' Tools check, which if you're
She doesn't
proficient in
have to
Thieves'
make-
Tools is effectively a sleight of hand or whatever.
Winry doesn't have to make that sound, but she does anyway.
29.
Okay. You think you've got it held in place. You think you've got it to a point that if everyone else were able to push on this grate, it would open without triggering it.
All right, let's do it.
Wait. I really, 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 really don't want to go back up there and not come out again.
Well, I did it.
I'm gonna grab her hand, and I'm gonna say, Winry, there's a difference this time.
We're together.
Yes, we're together.
And
We'll
you
make
can
it
talk
my
about
plan.
it if you need to.
Very cute.
Does Rayland actually say that?
Yeah, very cute. Now let's go.
Okay.
The rest of you kind of moving in, using your backs to stand upright and push it with your combined efforts of at least two of you. You guys can lift up this latch, or this gate, sorry. Avoid the latch as you do so, and kind of slide it out of the way and open into the next room. As Rayland lets go of the latch, it does not trigger. You hear no door opening, no sounds of monsters from above as you kind of peek your heads up and look around.
The room's
Where to
empty,
now,
I'm
Raylan?
assuming, right?
The room appears to be empty from here. The only real interesting thing that you note is, like you saw before, there's periodic spills of blood, basically. I'm going to have to pull you through, sorry. There's periodic spills of blood, basically, that are on the floor that's like dripping every now and then into the cavern that you guys are in. What the grate was for initially.
I have to go to the stairs. If I can remember correctly, there's a hallway that leads to a guard
You
post.
should be able to go through the grate now if I moved the wall for you.
Yeah. So there's a wall. So I'm going to start being a little more stealthy, peek
Okay.
around the corner here.
Well, the door is closed currently, so you can peek around it and kind of look through if you'd like to. Make a stealth check to do so.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to
With
make
a-
a joke
with
being like, I
advantage.
feel like I've been here before.
25.
Because we
Very
technically
nice.
were.
You were not.
No, our icons were because we were watching the battle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Faux deja vu. Faux deja vu.
You kind of peek through, look around the corner, and like you said, if you remember this a little bit, what you remember is that there's a hallway. There's a couple of doors off to the right side that were kind of supply closets. And then at the end, there was like the guard's room, so to speak, at the end of the hallway. You
There's-
can move your full speed up to the door if you'd like to with that same stealth check. And as long as you're not opening that door, you can just go with that.
All right. Yeah, I would like to now open that door as well. Take a peek
Okay.
inside.
Are you telling everyone to stay back in the torture room, or are they coming out into the
Yeah,
hallway?
I'm gonna say. Shh.
I
If
would say
they-
we're still in the torture room. I just wanted to see the hallway.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys are waiting behind. Rayland, as you start to crack that door, go ahead and give me another stealth check.
23.
Okay. Kind of crack the door a little bit, look inside. And instead of guards, what you see are two men, almost lounging at ease. Let me pull them to your level.
2 men.
Two men. You recognize them very quickly as Ambassador Ceramus and Inquisitor Torax, lounging here at the guard table, kind of relaxed, waiting, as though thinking. One of them, Ceramus, on the far side, is kind of drumming his fingers idly while he has a quill in one hand. He seems to be like writing on a parchment a little bit, so he's writing something down. The other one, Torax the Inquisitor, has his bear mask kind of on the top of his head right now instead. It's a little bit raised as he is instead smoking a pipe in one hand. And he has a hand-bound book, it looks like, in the other hand, as he's kind of just reading, leaned back in his chair, enjoying it. Kind of chuckling to himself as he's reading.
Looking at my sneak attack. I don't think there's anything that I can.
Not without it.
Alright. I'll
You need us.
slowly go back this way. And then I'll explain to them Cerebus and Thorax are there. They don't know.
Only then. Only then.
Let's go fuck them up. What did Myetharia say?
Only them.
Only them.
As far as I can tell, seems like a pretty good opportunity for us.
We can kill Torax, but let's do our best to keep Ceramus alive.
Or
He
just
might-
one of them.
He might have information. I don't think Torax is going to tell us anything.
Sure, whatever. Let's just do it.
Agreed. They deserve this.
Uh,
We've done.
Rayland, in the room that they were in, was there essentially, was there like a door that you could see? Yeah, obviously, there's some way for you to see through the door to be able to see them, right?
Well, he unlocked
He had
both.
cracked it.
Did you leave it cracked?
I would have assumed it wouldn't be fully closed, but it would be closed enough as to look like it is closed, if that makes sense.
Fair enough.
Like it's resting against the latch.
I was going to suggest that I could try to drop hypnotic pattern in there to try to get them stuck while we get into position, but I don't think that's going to do a ton. That's a pretty expensive spell. How big is the room?
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Hypnotic
The
pattern.
room itself is about 15 by 20 feet. It's a very small little area. It's just like a guard room. It has a fire in one corner, Rayland, you can tell them, a table in the center, and then a cot on the far side for guards to kind of alternate resting at.
What's
Only
the range
one
on
way
it?
in and out?
What's the range on hypnotic pattern?
Well, I got to be able to see, I think. Let me look.
So Rayland could crack the door enough that you could see through it from a distance if you wanted to, but one way or the other, you're probably going to have to make a stealth check to be able to get close, like, to be able to get in the hallway even, to be able to see. So,
Oh, okay.
It's
Is
120
that the
feet.
only? Oh, okay. Is that the
well,
only
if-
way in and out? That room.
Do you remember,
Probably not.
Ryan, or should I tell you?
Is that the only way in or out? No, there's other ways. So there should be a stairway that goes up in that room.
Right.
Yep. So
And
it's
then there's
two
another.
exits.
Then there's another door that goes to the cells.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Perfect.
Rayland, could you sneak down there and just whip the door open? And when you do that, I'll peek out and fire the spell.
That was my idea. I think that's what we should do.
If it doesn't
Not my
work,
idea.
we're going to need to. If it doesn't work, we're going to need to guard the other entrances because I don't want them escaping while we're. We don't need them trying to convince others that we're on the wrong side again. The last thing we need.
Well, yeah, I mean, we definitely don't want him to escape, but we have to take the chance.
Did the creature that was in the creature that's in the closet over here, did it make sounds?
Yeah.
Could you describe what the sounds sounded like? Maybe act them out, Winry? I know it might be tough, but actually, could I just stick my ear to the door and like listen and see if it makes sounds? I'll like knock on the door.
So it isn't a door. It's like a false wall, basically.
Okay. I don't want to do that then. Rayland, Winry, make the sounds that it makes.
No.
Like, I need to hear it. What did you say, Ryan?
You just
No,
said no.
No.
I can do minor illusion to make the sounds in the hallway to maybe indicate to them that the creature might be loose and they need to deal with it. That might draw them into the hallway, which would stop them from running away. Or at least get them closer to us to be able to stop them.
Well, then why don't we just yell and make a bunch of noise and make them come over here?
That's a good point.
No, I think
Then
we
they'd
should
be
feel
more
like-
on their guard, perhaps? I don't know.
I
think
feel like
we
you're
should
both
let-
just trying to wiggle out of making the sound that it makes, but that's okay. What, Ryan?
I think we should let Jack cook. What's Winry, why don't you make the sound?
I have no idea what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember either. That's probably
I'm sure you would remember.
It
Can you
being a
make it?
traumatic experience and all, sure they remember.
maybe we are overthinking this. Let's just take advantage.
I'm not going to help you with this.
All right, if you guys don't remember what the sound is, then let's go with the first plan of Rayland sneaks down there, whips the door open, and I'll fire hypnotic pattern in there.
Yeah, so prep the spell to.
Yep. So I'm kind of like the door's here. I'm kind of like leaning around with my wand, like pointed down the hallway, like ready to fire it off.
Go ahead and make a stealth check, Jack. And
Oh,
a stealth check with advantage, Rayland.
You could do it. Well, no, because you got to go through this door.
No,
So you
Rayland's
gotta-
going to open the door, and I'm
Yep,
going to
I know.
shoot from here. But
So I'm giving you a lot of
Guidance.
benefit
thanks.
here because of how far away they are and through the door when you are setting up. But it still does require you to not, like, do something dumb.
Trip.
what's
23.
guidance? A D4?
Yeah. That's a D8, honey.
You're right.
Those are close to each other, though.
What was yours, Rayland?
23.
24. I rolled a natural 20.
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
Mythara, if you're coming into the hallway, you would also have to roll a stealth check.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm
Which
gonna
is
stand
fine.
right
I just
inside
want to
the
let
door
you
then.
know.
All right. I know. I'll stand right inside the door. Sorry.
Okay. Jack posts up in the hallway, looking down, waiting. Rayland creeping his way along, both silent as mouses, moving their way down. Rayland cracks the door just enough. And Jack, you get an eyesight. You can just barely see him at the end of the hall.
I fire the spell right through the door. They both need to make wisdom saving throws. Sure, they'll both fucking pass.
15. Excuse me.
I'm going to roll them both with disadvantage because neither of them has any clue what's happening. So I'm going
Okay.
to give you the benefit of the doubt there. Instead of getting advantage on your roll, I'm going to give them disadvantage on their saves,
I like
which I
it.
think makes sense. So wisdom saving throw, we'll start with Ceramus. That is a 10. So that's a failure.
That's a fail.
And Thorax
I've got silvery barbs queued up.
rolls a natural 20 and a 2.
Yeah!
Oh.
Hypnotic pattern
Uh,
rocks.
Both of them, you could hear like this chuckle at the end of the hall, Jack, from the other side, basically. And then at the last second, you hear, as you cast your spell, you hear this like pipe. It sounds like his pipe drops out of his mouth, clangs on the ground a little bit, and they both like fall backwards in their chairs, almost like zoned out, like staring at the ceiling as it happens.
I imagine Rayland would have described that that Torax was smoking a pipe. So he's like leaning back, looking at his book, and he like puffs out, and the puff of smoke like gets really, really big, and then it starts to turn into different shapes that they both look at. And it's like an elephant and like a fairy, a candy cane, and there's like
Raylan, you can watch as the eyes through the bear mask that he's wearing just start to like widen and zone out as the pipe falls out the corner of his mouth onto the ground.
I'll
Gosh,
give
I love this spell.
the signal to Jack. I'm gonna actually hustle in and take a look. I'm not even going to. Well, I'm gonna be stealthy about it, but I'm gonna take a look in the cells quick, just to make sure there's no other people in this area.
You can go ahead and make one more stealth check for me as you crack open the door and look inside.
Assuming that Raylan gave me like a thumbs up, I'll wave to everybody else and we can move into that chamber.
Yeah, 27.
Yeah, definitely heading in ahead of everyone else.
The cells are almost entirely empty. It takes you a moment to recognize, but the halfling-sized body shape suddenly comes into focus for you in the distance, and you recognize the chef, Randas, having been heavily beaten in one of the cells further down the queue or the line.
I'm gonna assume they look fresh too, since we just talked to him like an hour or so ago. Or
They're
talked to him an hour
very
ago.
fresh beatings.
I'll whisper in the door, Raylan, we need to tie them up before they wake up.
All right, I'll help quick with that.
Go for it. You've got 1 minute, if I remember right.
Yeah, but still.
Yep.
Let's
Go
not-
ahead. Go ahead. No, that was more of a. I just want to make sure that you had that long.
Yes,
go ahead and
1
make
minute.
a sleight of hand check, Rayland, if you would like, for me
Guidance.
to tie them both up.
Give guidance to Myetharia and she can do that.
Does Cat's Grace also?
Yes, it is a dexterity check. Yep. going to do one check for both of them. So 23, you tie them both up effectively to the to relative best of your abilities and tie them up together and wrap them up on, kind of chuck them into the corner a little bit, maybe onto the cot on the side.
Just a quick thing.
Pull a Rayland and take their components.
Oh, smart.
That's great. Yeah. I did a sleight of hand, right? That's correct for.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So 23.
Perfect.
All right. Cool. So, and do I see the keys to the cells somewhere?
They're just on a peg on the wall, so you could take them if you would like to.
I'll leave them
Is
for now.
Ceramus a magic user?
He is, actually. He does have a small pouch. He is not particularly proficient, but he does have some abilities.
We need to bind his mouth.
There should be some.
Make sure he can't use his hands.
I will include a gag because you know that they are both magic users. Since they both had spell components, I will include that you can give him a gag or a bit, so to speak, that will prevent him from properly casting spells.
Well, there should be bits here because they used one on Winry earlier. So
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask as they're tying them all up.
Oh, and those things that they put on our paws.
You would have to go try to find those and
mittens.
use them, and you only have a few seconds. So I'm going to say Rayland went with what he
start
knew.
with tying, yeah.
Cut his hands off.
As we're tying them all up, and as we're all tying them up, I'm gonna just ask, why are we not just killing them now?
Well,
evidence.
I believe that we will, but we need to make sure that they are secured before we slit any throats. While I'm saying that, I want to be patting them down. I'm looking for the masks that I tossed to them to see if they have them on them, because I'd like those back.
He doesn't have any of the other ones, though he is wearing his own mask.
Oh, I'm taking his, don't worry.
But yeah, he didn't keep the other ones. The only other thing that he has that's of any coolness, so to speak, is his hand claw that he has, which you can remove from him, so it's harder for him to cut ropes. As he starts to come to, you're removing it kind of off this leather strap around his arm. But his clawed gauntlet almost is made of bronze. It looks cooler than the ones that you've seen in the past.
Oh.
One last thing before he wakes up. I'm going to stab him through his knee.
Ooh.
Perfect.
I'm gonna pocket the book that he was reading. I'm not gonna look at it, but I'm just gonna pocket it.
Absolutely.
All right, 20 to hit.
You don't have to roll. Yeah, it's automatically hit. It's automatically crit. You can go ahead and roll damage if you'd like to.
Oh, okay. So
he is entirely at your disposal right now. There's nothing he can do to suppress this.
You want to take the tendon out there, Rayland?
Yeah, I'll do that quick. Just kind of.
Just do that quick.
I'm just gonna take off.
Nice
I'm just gonna take off his.
Guide him to where the tendon would be.
I'm not gonna get too graphic with it, but he's definitely doing some taking off his knee here. So
you rolled a 1 plus 10, 11. So 22 plus 5 is 27 damage. Looks like for the crit.
I'm glad you're doing math there because I'm not quite sure what I was supposed to do, but 27 damage. Start.
Well,
so
as
like,
Rayland,
you don't do this like surgically. This is a man with no knowledge going into a knee with his dagger, just like stabs through the front of it, like straight through the tendon that goes from your kneecap down to your tibia.
Yeah, I mean, I just imagine.
Man, that's wrong. What is that bone?
Steph.
Steph. Oh, it was.
I don't know which one it attaches
she doesn't
to.
know, guys.
Either
I know
way,
the names.
just,
I don't know which one it
straight
attaches
into
to.
that tendon and just like wrench it to the side and like almost take half the knee off as you do so.
I'm gonna
like,
turn
separating
around.
half the knee.
Just
He's just screaming in pain as you do this.
Well, actually, wait a second. He might. I don't know if he's.
They come to at this point. It only lasts a minute, so this is about the time where they would come to anyway.
It ends when they take damage. So as Rayland does that, I imagine he wakes up. I'll look to everybody else and say, "Is there a reason we aren't just finishing this one off? We don't need him."
Oh, let's kill him.
I'll pull my
going for it.
I'll pull my short sword and I'll start prison stabbing him in the chest.
Which one?
Oh boy.
The Inquisitor, I'm assuming.
Inquisitor.
Yeah, Thorax. We don't need him.
Thorax.
Is
but
Ceramus waking up at this point?
Yeah.
He is, and he's blanching, just like full white, blood draining from his face in terror.
Good.
That's good. That's the kind of. That's
what
what
we
I like
needed.
to see there, Ceramus, buddy. As Jack is like murking this Inquisitor.
Rayland carving his knee apart, ripping him to shreds. Jack just stabbing him repeatedly through the bear skins in his chest, just like going to town on his chest.
I'm with
Bryn's
Jack. I'm not
hand.
gonna let him do it by himself. Not gonna let Jack do this by himself,
Okay.
so I'm up there with him.
Myetharia, would you say that you're finishing him, or would you say that you are going through with the same sort of level of pain and brutality?
Finishing him.
Well, I was gonna say, are you more? I don't want to say
trying to hurt him,
surgical,
or
but yeah,
take
are you
him
going
out?
for
No.
pain or are you going for death?
I'm going for death. I don't
Very
have
easy
the
for you to walk up
bloodlust
at that
these two
point.
boys evidently have.
To clarify,
I do,
I'm not trying to cause pain, but I'm very angry, and we don't need precision with this.
Very easy
I'm
for
gonna-
Myetharia at the end of this to just kind of watching Jack stab him, watching with Rayland carving at his knee, just walks up and just like separates head from shoulders.
Well, like, as they start, like, once Raylan starts that, I'll grab Winry's hand and go walk up to the cook, like, grab the keys and try and get him out and start tending to him.
I will also. So then I'll turn to Ceramus and say, "What's to stop us from doing what we did to him to you?"
I don't know. He's terror.
Give us
Maybe
something,
give us a
dude.
reason.
I have a family. Please. I'm a diplomat.
Diplomat
So-
who tortures other people. for other
I
kingdoms.
didn't torture anyone.
Insight check.
Go ahead, make the insight check.
What's
This
the
guy sounds
plan?
It wasn't
this guy's-
Bryn,
you
to be
definite-
fair.
You definitely are privy to what's going on within the castle. We know something is up. Talk, because we did not cause enough pain to that one for what he did to our friend. We can finish it with you.
13, by the way.
For your insight check, similar to what Jack said, you think that while he probably didn't do anything himself, it'd be hard for him to not know that this sort of thing was happening, at least.
Yeah. I think my friend asked you a question here.
I don't know what to tell you.
What is happening tonight? What is going on at the banquet? What is the plan?
Chaos, madness. I don't know what to tell you.
How can it be
Torax was the one who
stopped?
was in control.
How can it be stopped?
Insight
The
check.
wheels
Is he
are
li-
already in motion.
Wait,
Is he
you said
lying?
Torax is in control?
Torax
Torax
was in control.
You'll do it.
Uh-oh.
Bryn, we might need you to give him a little touch here.
His head is gone.
He might be a little bit past that.
No, he vaguely knows, like he knows what's going on, if that's what you mean.
Okay.
Torax was the one who was leading it, is what he's saying.
And he would
But
not-
he's
Torax would not have
panicked.
caused
He's
it.
so panicked at this point.
Does anybody have
Gosh dang, picking spells for the day.
Does anybody have like aphrodisiac or something? Is that the word? No.
No.
No, something to
fuck
make him
him?
calm. Something to make him calm.
No,
Relaxant.
prepare that damn spell for the day.
No.
How about this? I'll
No,
look,
but I do have an aphrodisiac.
I'll look to
The cheese.
everyone in the room.
Jeez.
Because Bryn and Winry are in the other room, right?
Yeah, they both have headed up north to talk to the cook to kind of see what's going on with him.
Oh, calm,
So I don't know
calm.
why I picture it this way, but I imagine that Ceramus tied up in a chair, and we've got the chair like on its side, so he's sitting like this.
Sure.
I don't know why I pictured it like that.
However
but
you
that's
want
just
it.
What happened?
You watched
So I'll-
Far From the Action Feast.
I'll look to everybody in the room and just say, maybe Bryn should have a word with him. Let's step out and let him think about the situation he's in. And I'll kind of like encourage everyone to go into the cell room.
I'll move, but I'm not leaving this room. He's not leaving my side.
And I'll say, Bryn, you gotta come talk to him. He's afraid of us. I've got your back.
Like, for you, Bryn, you made it up to Randus. He was mostly unconscious, but at your touch, he kind of wakes up. He kind of shrivels away from it at first until he realizes that you're not there to drag him back again. And he can briefly explain to you that he was interrogated, tortured, briefly, but only briefly. And the one thing that he'd mentioned, he'd say that the Inquisitor who did it, Torax, briefly mentioned something about turning him into some undead, but, and he quotes, not having enough ingredients to be worth the spell. End quote.
That's what he did to
He also will
Rayland.
say, the people that he kind of tauntingly was told, the people that he'd normally be serving tonight were going to be poisoned.
We don't really need to know anything else.
One question for Ceramus then. The book is supposed to protect from poison. Do you know how they're getting around the book?
He had a way, I'm sure. I don't know.
I mean, is he lying to us? This guy.
Make an insight check.
I would like to also.
Go for it.
Ooh, pretty good.
14.
21.
Something in his demeanor changed halfway through that answer, as though he'd steeled himself.
Rayland, I think that he does not believe that we will do to him as we did to his friend. Maybe give him the same knee treatment?
Right bang, boss.
I
Stab him.
can't. Ah! This like knife into the knee, shrieking. They can't fail.
They can't. Who can't fail?
I can't fail.
Seems like you already did.
It can still succeed, even without me.
Technically not there.
I have Zone of Truth, but he can just not answer questions.
And I have friends, but he's definitely hostile to all of us. We don't have time to be doing this. Let's off him and move on.
Rayland, make a wisdom saving throw, please.
No.
Oh, 5. Oh wait, do I?
You have advantage.
Yeah.
You have
From the
advantage.
Woodbury.
No, it's plus D4.
Oh yeah,
Steph.
D4, not a wisdom or not advantage. You're right.
Oh,
Do I see him casting a spell right now?
Make a perception check.
8.
Ten.
Hey, it's my.
Oh wait, it's a wisdom. It's a wisdom check. It gets a D4.
It's saving throws. No, I think it's only saving throws.
And
isn't it?
check.
And checks? Oh, okay.
Yeah, 14 total.
Nice. You can notice his mouth and hand moving just a little bit behind his back, as though in some gestures.
Short sword to the throat.
Just
run
Rayland,
through.
in your mind, you started to think, he's not worth this. It's not worth killing. And then all of a sudden, gurgling instead. And Rayland, you think, oh.
Obviously he is.
Do I
For just
see
a
this
brief
from the
moment,
door?
it looked like he was casting
see this
Charm
from where I
Person, Rob.
I see this from the door where I'm standing, still watching Ceramus. Okay.
Is there anything Is there anything else I could find on these guys now? I'm gonna do a quick pat down.
There's nothing that you can find on them except for his Inquisitor's mask. That's the only and his hand claw that you guys have already found. The only other thing that you can find that's of any real interest is on the table itself. There are 2 papers, and it looked like this is what he was writing on when you saw him previously. It looks like there's 2 options for a letter that he was composing, or not letter, a message, a sending that looked like he was composing. And the first one says, Guthwolf, good news in Dassin, nobility, and then in brackets, almost, annihilated, and then in brackets, except XYZ. And it says, Lyceum agents, brackets, dead/escaped. Next one, check Inetadar Valley, rumors of new safe passage, reply with retrieval location. The second one, similar to it, kind of has that same sort of feel, says Guthwolf, bad news in Dassin, plan stopped by X. We are suspected / no one suspects us. Further instructions? Also check Inetadar Valley, rumors of safe passage. I will put them in chat for you to be able to read the whole things if you would like to.
He wrote a success and a failure note?
He was prepping for writing, putting a sending one way or the other.
And it literally says XYZ.
Arrow.
That's what he wrote.
He would
as,
fill in.
Depending on who survived.
He would fill in the details before he did the spell.
I'm glad that this was
Okay.
to his stop.
Well, it's pretty cool that we got to kill him. That makes me happy.
As we're doing this, I'll pull out the book and just flip through it briefly, like 10 seconds, just to see if it's any pertinent information. Or if it's just like a how-to torture book for dummies.
Close, very close. It is.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Humorous prisoner confessions, coerced through torture.
I put it back. I put it back in my pocket. Nope. I'm
Wow.
looking at that right now.
This guy.
Did they actually write some of those? Is those written? Now I got to know what's in there. That's good. I want to read it.
Mytharia put it away. I'd be curious what was in it too, but Mytharia put it away.
I'm not telling you guys, not unless it comes up later.
Well, either way, as you guys start to look towards the stairs and heading up towards the castle proper, this is a great time for us to end tonight's session.